All right, so this, like I said, this is the paper we use. And what I do is I will open up these books because they are glued in. You have two options. You can get I have a Zutter cutter, and I've done this before. I cut off the edge of it. So I will set up my Zutter cutter and zoop, zoop, zoop. Sometimes it cuts all the way through and gets everything. It is a little thick and a lot of glue, so sometimes it doesn't. The other thing I will do is I will open it up, and this first page is a little tricky here, but if I'm making a notebook, these are inexpensive. These are $1 for 40 sheets, and the paper's Japanese quality. It's very smooth, very nice to write on. I tear them out, and you're just gonna tear it out, and you can print on it. You print your printer A4. You set when you're ready to print your pages. I do use Adobe Photoshop, and so I do my layout. It's A4 printout. Stick it in your printer, and the pages come out, and they usually come out. So here's your page. Looks like this. It doesn't fit on the page 100%, right? It won't fit, but that's okay because these have to be cut down anyway. And so what I do is I decide where I want these to go in my book. So I have quite a few printed. Again, this is my February Traveler's Notebook. So I want it to be, a Valentine's theme, just because it's, it's that time of year. Although we don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't think it's, my husband's very happy about it too. And I think I have some of my kids on board with me, but this one is not from her, one of her kits, but it still is one of hers. Actually, maybe it was from this kit, but you can see like these have like images of candy on them. There's candy there. So there are, in this bundle, there were, I don't know, 8 sheets? I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one did not. I don't think this one went with it, but I like this one. I'm gonna put this one in the middle. And then the one that's on the outside, which is the one I also used to cut up, which is, well, you saw it before. So first of all, I just have to decide how many pages I'm going to use and the color. And I usually don't use them all the way through, but because this should be fun and it'll be, it's a short month anyway, I think I'm going to use them all. So, and then in between, I'm going to use, actually, I think for this book, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out or pull out pages for using the Diaso craft paper. Nah, I have some left. Let's do this. So I have a few sheets left of, there we go, my Tomoe River. Let's see how many I have left of this one. This is the 68. I buy this from Jet Pens. They have 68 and 52, I think is the other one. And let's see what I got left here. One. So I need, it's 28 days this month, so I'm going to need, I usually give myself a little bit more, 15 pages. I do a 2-page spread, so 15 pages within it should be just fine. So we have 5 already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh, 6. 7, 8, 9. Oh, I could use this one too. This might be fun to put in it, just to use it up. I'll think about that one, because it is fun. Okay, so is it 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9? All right, I don't have enough, and I do have 50. I also have, this is how their 52 come. This is 52 GSM. It's 100 sheets. You can see it says 52. It's from Jet Pens. But I'm not going to open this yet. I only need a couple of pages. We're going to use this, the plain white paper. Okay, so 6, 9, 10.
Real quickly, I just sped up this area because you didn't have to hear me ramble on about what I was doing here, but in short, I was folding the paper so I could get the image I wanted in the center, making sure that they were 21 centimeters tall for the size of the book and 22 centimeters wide so I could fold it in half.
So I look at the image and I'm going, well, I'd like most of the chair on here. So if I fold it in half, it's going to get cut off. So what I'll do is I will cut off an edge, cut off the white part. If I hold it straight. And then I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to go 22 inches. So again, oh, you don't have to do anything with the length. Sorry you can't see this. Let me see if I can move some of my stuff here. Oh, my paintbrushes are up at the top so you can see there. So I can, part of my desk. So 22 inches this way and 21 inches tall. So they're 21, I'm sorry, not inches, 21 centimeters tall and 22 centimeters wide. So again, because I'm trying to get this in here so it'll looks good, a little bit short of 22. There's just something about when I cut them off that gives me a little bit of problem. So I cut off an edge that I don't want on. I want this cute little bird on a chair. I'm gonna fold it, which I might change how it lays in the book a little bit later, but that's for right now. Look, I folded, I got the bird in the chair. So you continue to go through and finish this up. So I probably will just speed this part up so you don't have to sit through the whole thing and watch me cut paper. So I'm just going to take a quick look and make sure I have them all facing the right way. There, see, I put a grid paper inside of there. There's a lot here. There's one going the opposite way. So it's just hidden in here. You'll find a couple of those pages, and they are all the right way. And should count in. 14 should hit somewhere around the center. All right, they look good. Perfect. Doesn't have to be even. Does if you want to, you can make them even. But there we go. So that part is done. Now we just gotta sew and then put them in. All right, I have finished sewing after the Glossy Accents has dried. I did have some problems sewing, and I actually did a straight stitch on purpose. I had problems with the what happens is the presser foot gets stuck in here, and although I like to do it beforehand, it does raise problems when sewing. So like here, it kept getting stuck, and then I got a little break here at the end. I got another one, so I'll embellish that end. Same thing with here. You can see it really bad. This is where I knew it was gonna cause some problems, but it kept getting stuck on the glossy accent. So I will be either I'll leave it, doesn't matter. I mean, it looks nice still, right? But my new machine, I use some embroidery thread, so it's a little bit shinier, but it's really hard to see, so I probably won't use it again. Whereas on this one, it's just a regular thread, and it looks fine. Actually, it's a little bit darker, and I like how that turned out. So let's go ahead and finish it up. Whenever you do sewing, if this bothers you, you're gonna have to, probably cover up your inside meat. I don't mind. I'm only in it a month, and so it looks just fine for what I need it for. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna glue in this pocket to the back, and I did that if you remember, and then I sewed around the edges with some this is a really pretty thread, but just regular thread. I just did a zigzag, and so let's go ahead and glue this down. So this is the final touches, just using some Fabri-Tac, kind of reinforce it there, and I'm going to lay it right there and press it down for a minute. And there's my back pocket. Line that up a little bit better. I'm going to leave all the strings hanging for right now. And I'll glue the top. Let's get some strings here. Let's see what I can do. So I'm going to make this just into a pocket, right? I can slip stuff in. Nothing super, super easy. So let's go ahead and glue this flap down, and I think it's almost time to bring out my new bottle. Or store this upright. Or upside down, actually. But that's what's nice about this. You can lay it, and it doesn't come out the end. That was one of the reasons I think they were trying to see if these kind of bottles would work better for your Fabri-Tac. All right, it takes a minute to sit, to glue down. The next thing we're gonna do is, while that's holding, so you hold it with two hands so I can pull out. There's my papers, so you want to get those papers ready. You also want to have some thread. Now, normally I use some vintage sewing thread, but let me grab one. I have vintage sewing thread. I picked it up, at one of the thrift shops. I had a whole bunch of it, but as you can see, it's I don't have a lot left, and I don't know why. I just don't want to use it all up, right? So I went searching online, Amazon, of course, and I found this thread, which I used it for the first time in the first couple books, and I like it. It came in a set of 4. If that's ready, I can let that go. Yeah, it's gonna bow a little bit. That's okay. It's just the way it is. Okay, let's put those in there and move that aside. It does hold open a little bit. It's just because it's just thick. It's just a thick, and you're putting your papers in it, so it's just gonna be that way. And it's okay because I leave it tucked into my planner anyway. So okay, so here's the 4. Let's get back on topic here. There was a black, which I haven't opened. There's this light brown, a neutral color, and then this dark brown. And it came in a pack of 4 along with this set of needles, which I didn't use. I have needles out, but I wanted to try some wax thread. And I used it in the first 2 books, and I like it. I'm really happy with this. I don't know when I'll use the black. I haven't opened that yet, but I'm just gonna find a coordinating one, something that I like. So, not so sure. I think I'll probably just do the brown. Nope, I'm gonna use the lighter color on this one. Yeah. Okay. So set all those aside. I'm going to prepare this I'm going to punch my holes. I have a template I've drawn up. I keep it. It's easy. I made it a long time ago, and I make them they're very easy to do. You fold your paper in half, right? And you fold it thirds, whatever you want to use for, you're so happy. I'm sure there's a lot of bookbinding how-tos out there. I'm going to do this really quick just to show you how I do it, but there's a lot of slower tutorials out there. I use these big clips. I don't know why I'm missing one somewhere. Whatever, I'll use those 3, 4. Make sure your papers are in the right way. All right, grab your template, throw that in on top of there. You will need an awl or some pokey device. Tim Holtz makes one, not my favorite. Poked myself too many times. So I use, I don't know, I think I got this one off of Amazon or Etsy. It's kind of fun. Looks like that. And I poked my holes. Just carefully. And it's thin. That's why I got this one. It's a little bit thinner. More like a needle than some of the other things that are out there. My daughter has one. Oh my God. It's like, it's so fat that when you punch a hole, you got a hole that's, you know, the size of Mount Everest. Oh wait, it'd have to be a hole. A crater. So anyway, I punched my holes in there. Now I'm going to pull this out because I don't need it anymore. So it's on vellum. I actually put it on vellum and made a little stamp on it. Okay, so the trick is, no trick. Oh, I should have started this before. Double, get your double. So 1 length, 2 lengths, cut it. I like the wax because it really laid nice. It was easy to thread, you know, instead of using the regular thread, this with a little bit of wax on it. Wow, it was so easy to do. So here I just have a needle. It's a little over 2 inches. I thread that. No knots. I've just been doing this so much. I'm gonna make my. You could do your danglies on the outside if you want and make some pretty hearts or whatever. Some pretty embellished. You know, like beads. Throw some beads on it. But if I do it, I'm usually throwing my beads on the inside. So I'm gonna leave a trail on the inside. And I'm gonna come up through the. I think what I liked was that it didn't leave so many gaps. The wax thread. I think it was Sea Lemon. She has some videos out there, and she was going through like a bunch of different ones, that different types of threads that she used, and her favorite seemed to be a wax thread. So I go, I think I need to try that. And so I'm coming up the bottom. So down, up, down, up, and then you go across 2. I could take these off. Don't need them anymore. Once you get a couple of stitches in there, they just seem to get in your way. Pull that down. So I'm down the, I don't know, they usually number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After you do these enough, you don't need a, some people use a 3-stitch. That's really easy. Uh-oh. Maybe I shouldn't have pulled that off. Because I can't seem to find my hole. There we go. And then you go down. And then up the middle. And you should come up on the opposite side of your stitch. I can get mine in there. There we go. Pulled some of the other threads I got hanging. All right, pull it flat this way. Don't pull up. You know, like when you're making it tight this way, nope, not gonna work. You need to pull it in the direction of which way that thread was sewn. So I pull it back and forth this way, and then tie it in your knots. And one's a little longer. That's okay. I'm probably not going to put any dangles on this one. Make square knot, right over left, left over right, and then one more. Whoops, right over left. I said it backwards. Okay, and it is wax, so it's a little sticky, right? It has a little wax on it, so you can either cut it short. I don't think I have any danglies to hang from it, but you know, I think I'm gonna leave it for now because I might add something, especially now since I need to add some embellishments up at the top. But that's it. That's using that special paper, making a little pocket on the inside, making a pocket in the back side. So from this, I put them all away already. From this to this. So I hope you like the tutorial. And you can embellish this any way you want, of course. You know, you can put your month on it, whatever you need to do. But it's to make it so it's personalized and it's your taste. And this will lay down over time, and maybe it won't. You know, it's just because it is cardstock over cardstock. And maybe if you use the lighter paper, just regular standard copy paper, but I used photo paper to make the image so it'd be nice and bright. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this, and have any suggestions or comments, leave them below. I'll also leave links to the users that or the shops I should say, that I used for making actually for these digitals. And I'm also in the process, I was in the middle of working on, which you're seeing, you saw on the web, I have this one as well that I'll be making up. I'm not so around that one. I love the look on her, but again, these are from Antique Paperie. All right, have a great weekend. Enjoy your crafting. I thought I'd pop back on. I wanted to show you what I did to finish up the journal cover. Last night after I got done filming, I looked at the front and it was just missing something. And actually missing a few things. It was very bland. I wanted to show you what I do to embellish the fronts of my journals, what I use. So mostly, you know, I'll use my pattern girls. I like the retro vintage patterns. I have a good stash of them. What I've done is I got a couple of years ago. I bought them from Goodwill. Actually, I bought all of them that they had that were there in bundles. There were bundles and bundles and bundles of them. I bought them. I took them apart. I have cut them, fussy cut them. There aren't very many left. I also made copies of a few of them. This is my copy side. Those are the ones that I use in my journals because technically you're not supposed to sell them. And so you can sell originals like this one. This one's actually an original from a front of a cover, but you're not supposed to copy them because they are copyrighted. So I put those on there, and that's my I did some distressing with some, distress ink. And it's finished. There's a little bit trim. There's a little bit of, what's that stuff called? Cheesecloth. It's tea-dyed. And a Tim Holtz embellishment at the top. So that's it when it's finished. So what I do is I'll pull out, here's another one that I finished up. And it's ready for embellishment. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. It takes me too long to sit and think about it. Sometimes I'll put a couple of things on it, and then I'll just leave it until I'm ready to put the girls on it, because sometimes I have to just be in the right mood. So I pulled out a few of the ones that I liked, and I will sit and play with them. I think this one's kind of fun, a little bright. This one's actually a copy, but I like that vintage look, and it kind of, I don't know, kind of looks like something I would put on here. This one I actually had a couple. I like that. These are, more of a robe. They were together. These there was a set of 4 on this one, and I kind of like that look. And this one actually is nice. It actually brings out the lavender in the top. This one is not the right color, or that either, I decided. So I have a lot to choose from, and after I decide which one I'm going to use, then I go through and I pull out. I have, you know, a bunch of Tim Holtz ephemera, and I start pulling out those, and I put them on as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this and kind of get an idea. I don't know why, but these images of vintage girls always, I just like them on the front of my journals. A lot of my journals have them. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I hope you'll subscribe, and I've enjoyed watching my process of turning those lovely craft folders that I don't use into something that looks really nice. And these are actually really sturdy. They could be you know, journals that you slip in your purse by themselves, because they're very, very, with the photo paper that I used on the outside, they're nice and heavy. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.